They actually tried. They set up a monarchy there for a very little period of time, and the Spanish killed them. Excuse me, the Mexicans killed them. They lined them up. Maximilian, they lined them up. And I remember it was yesterday. Like it was yesterday. You know in Mexico they celebrate the 5th of May? Cinco de Mayo. Is that their original Independence Day? No, it's the day they lined up the French-speaking monarch that they didn't want, that was forced on them by France, and they shot him, and that was it. Okay? Yeah, anyway. Yes, question?
Was the Monroe Doctrine kind of an excuse to manifest destiny against Spain?
Well, hold off on that one. More it's sort of like, hey, Europe, stay out of here. We're America. And were we powerful enough to enforce that?
No.
No. Make sure you write that down. We're not powerful enough to enforce it. Yeah. Well, go. Yeah. Just make sure you get the rest of the notes and then review and so forth. Run fast or throw things far or whatever you do in track. Okay? All right. Jump high. Okay. Whatever. Yeah. And don't forget the computer. Wait, we got that. All right, so here's the deal. Oh, by the way, let's give some credit to JQA, number 6, John Quincy Adams. You're like, why are you mentioning John Quincy Adams? It's the Monroe Doctrine, and he's not even president until, after Monroe's gone. John Quincy Adams was his Secretary of State, his top foreign policy guy. And he was the one who actually wrote it, and then James Monroe signed it. Okay, fine. That's cool. But here's the thing you really need to understand, okay? The United States is going, hey, Europe, that's going to be an act of aggression, and if you mess with that, then we're all over you. Have you ever seen a little dog bark furiously to defend some territory? And you're like, are you kidding me? Wow. And then there's another dog over there, and the dog just sort of looks at you, and you're like, okay, I got the message. I'm not going to go into your yard. Perfect analogy. There was a strong military power in the Atlantic Ocean that said, European countries, don't come into the Americas and try and take these over. And they had a big, strong navy to make that work. Write it down. Britain. Britain was the military power that enforced the United States Monroe Doctrine. Good question. Why did the British want Spanish-speaking areas to be independent? We already we covered this last time. Man, it's worth pointing out again because this is why we asked this question again. To trade with them, okay? Because can Britain choose to trade with independent countries? Of course. Can independent countries choose to trade with Britain? Of course. Before they were independent, who had the control over who these colonies traded with? Spain. They were Spanish colonies, remember? So now Britain comes in, and as I mentioned before, write this down, Britain will become the #1 trading partner with these Latin American countries, buying all kinds of stuff, taking them back, putting them in their factories and making finished goods, and then selling them back to the people in Argentina and Mexico and so forth, okay? So that's what they wanted, all right? Will eventually the United States be able to put military muscle behind the Monroe Doctrine? Uh-huh, we will. By the end of the 1800s, who's #1 industrial power in the world? Yeah, we are. Yeah, we'll get into those pieces of information. I'm going to play just one tiny thing, and then we're going to go. This is, yeah, someday this guy can be, not John Green. I might play that tomorrow or the next time before the test, but this one's a little longer. But here we've got Mr. Hughes, and he's hip. Don't you wish you had a teacher like Mr. Hughes to tell you the way things are in history? Here is Mr. Hughes. He's hip, and he's going to talk about the Monroe Doctrine. Maybe I should have music in my videos, too.
Hey, guys. Welcome to History. We got it going on for you today. Monroe Doctrine. A really simple explanation for all you kiddies out there and adults who are taking tests, and you need to know maybe an easy way to remember to get the concept.
I like your eyebrows.
The Monroe Doctrine was a doctrine issued by James Monroe in 1823, and I call it dog piss into hood.
Really? That's so sweet.
Of course, dog urination generally refers to the idea of warning somebody, and hood, of course, is kind of your neighborhood. So the concept here is that America is kind of outgrowing its Washington isolationism. We're not quite ready to go into the world and start pounding our fist on people's faces, but we certainly are at the point where we can turn to Europe and expand the isolationist doctrine with kind of a warning to Europe as well. So, Latin America is the hood, dog piss is the warning, and the concept is an extension of isolationism. So, it's half Washington. Europe, we will stay the hell away from you, war gods of evil. But, Europe, you need to stay away from our hood. So the Monroe Doctrine, although, like I've said previously, is not filled with enforcement, it is the beginning of the roots, really, of what will become imperialism. When we get to Roosevelt Corollary, guys, we're going to put some teeth in that dog. We're going to have a baseball
Number
bat,
26.
and we're going to start kind of whacking heads. We're going to build the Panama Canal and do the Spanish-American War and grab, Hawaii and go out to the world and start to do things. But Monroe Doctrine, dog piss in the hood, 1823, James Monroe, Latin America, Europe, stay the hell away, and I'm done with you right now. You should go learn more things.
Wasn't that special? Did you like that? Aren't you glad we had that in there? Yes, go for it. Yeah, that was memorable. All right, you guys ready for a review? Yeah, let's do this, and let's do this quickly. You're like, oh my gosh, because the more questions we get, we're going to go through here. I've got all kinds of different questions from all kinds of different places, groups of 5, and so forth. Let's get to it. You want to pick the first person to go? Okay, 60 matching, and then 20 true false. This is a big one, 80 points. Oh, yeah. Who goes first? Just pick somebody. And if you don't know, then quickly raise your hand if somebody doesn't know. Oh my gosh, this is where you want to go quickly. Okay, Hannah, here we go. Hannah, actually you just learned this word today. These are hardworking farm laborers in Mexico that wanted to have land and they never really got it. They're mostly made up of mestizos. Starts with a P, and this guy would, anyway, yeah. We got a couple hands. Just did that. Peones, or peon, okay? All right, Hannah, who goes? Ellie. All right, now this one I want you guys to write down because we covered this actually in the previous unit, and I'm pointing this out right now so that you guys know this is going to be on the test. This is a social caste system called casta. Write this down. Casta, all right? Racial ethnic hierarchy, the casta system. In the casta system, which is at the very top. These are pure Spanish speakers or Portuguese speakers that have just arrived from Europe. Yeah, this is yours. Peninsulares. Okay, so it's the casta system. Peninsulares are at the top, but who's going to be leading the independence movements? It's going to be the Creoles. Okay, Ellie, who goes? Okay. Jordan, here's your question. Give me the name of this man. So we got, obviously, the American Revolution. This is the inspiring guy who came from Britain, wrote Common Sense. No. He was inspiring, too. Wrote Common Sense, wrote the American Crisis on a pamphlet that was a very bestseller. I mean, he was just over from Britain. Thomas Paine, very good. Okay, Jordan, who goes? Okay. All right, Addie, here's your question. Give me the name of this man. He's a loser. He was a British general. He was a British general who lost the Battle of Saratoga. Okay? Everyone do this. Look through his notes very quickly. If you look through and you put your hand up and so forth, we can get the answer of that quicker. Okay? And then we can move on to the next question. Saratoga. Okay, he was a loser.
He's not.
No, he lost the Battle of Saratoga.
Oh, yeah, sure.
You can call him Burgoyne, John Burgoyne. Okay, so he was the British general who lost. Addie, who goes? Abby. Okay, Abby, give me the name of this man. Okay, we got a lot of French guys. Give me this French guy. Actually, this guy has a French name, but he's not from France, but he was the leader of the Haitian independence movement. You need to know all the French guys, though. Lafayette and Rochambeau and Count de Grasse. That's a boring task, Count de Grasse. Okay. Who is the leader of the Haitian independence movement? The slave rebel leader. There is an L in there, yes. Okay. You can call on somebody if you're not sure. Toussaint L'Ouverture. Okay, Toussaint L'Ouverture. Okay, very good. All right, Abby goes. Benny, okay. Vinnie. I thought you said Benny. Vinnie. Benny, or Vinnie, or whatever you want to go by. All right, give me the name of this guy. I think you just learned about him today because he's on my thing here. This is the guy who tried to lead the initial independence movement in Mexico and was shot and killed. That's sad. Who was this man of the cloth, this Catholic priest, who tried to rally, convincingly and authentically rally the forces of the peones, the poor mestizos, for Mexican independence? Who was this guy? He was betrayed by his Creole partners, who didn't. Yeah, Father Miguel Hidalgo. Okay, Vinny, who goes next? Yakov, give me the name of this. I've got two of the battles in here. Make a little note, Ayacucho and Carabobo. I've got them both in there, so you need to know the difference between the Battle of Ayacucho and Carabobo. But this one is much more familiar to you because this was the battle that ended the American Revolution 1781. George Washington was the winner. Battle of Yorktown, very good. Who goes next? With what? Okay, Ty. Okay, here's your question. Give me the name of the country that Texas left to become the United States of America, to join the United States of America. It is Mexico. All right, who goes next? Okay, Eric. Give me the name of a, what would you call somebody who was loyal to Britain during the American Revolution? A Tory is right. Okay, who goes next? Yes. Who? Becca, here's your question. Give me the name of these guys. They ended up fighting for the British. They spoke German. They were mercenaries. Hessians is correct. Who goes next? Simone, give me the name of this man. He was a Spanish king, overthrown by the French, restored to power. Overthrown by the Spanish, restored to power by the French. Fernando or Ferdinand VII. Okay, Simone, who goes? Okay, Marin. Give me the name of this law that the British passed saying, we're going to tax you. We want you to help pay the cost of the 7 Years' War. Very good. All right, Marin, who goes next? Stamp Act. Yeah. Okay. Yakov? All right, Yakov again. All right, give me the name. Give me the name of the Spanish territory that Chile and Argentina used to be part of. The viceroyalty of... When Chile and Argentina, those are countries today, when it was part of like the Spanish-controlled territory, it was the viceroyalty of what? I'll give you a clue. It's not New Spain. It's not New Granada. New Castile and La Plata. Okay, Yakov, who goes? Okay? Blake, here's your question. Let's go with this one. This was a lower class, and we covered this before. It's worth mentioning this and so forth. We have mixed native and European, which is mestizo, which is very low class within that casta system and so forth in the Americas, Latin American countries. But what do you refer to, what do you call when you have a lower social class, which is a mixture of European and African slave? Everyone pay attention to this one. This was in the last one. We haven't talked about it as much, but it is part of this whole mix. And some of them did join the fight for independence as well. Mulatto. Okay, mulatto. Okay, Blake, who goes? Carson, here's your question. Give me the name of the man who fought against his father and became the Emperor of Brazil. And don't say you don't remember, because we just did this one. And don't anybody not put their hand. You're putting your hand up, which is very good. Everyone else knows this. Put your hand up. I mean, good grief. Vote for Dom Pedro. There we go. Gosh. Okay. All right, Carson, who goes? Robert, here's your question. Give me the name of the treaty that ended the American Revolution in 1783, and Britain's like, yeah, you win. Treaty of Paris, 1783. Yeah, he can get it. You know, he can get it, right? You were about to get it, right? Yeah, of course. And he'll get it next time he's in. Yeah. I understand. Robert, who goes? Who? Okay, Elliot, here's your question. Let's go with another one of these. Give me the name of a group of caudillos. They are creoles with their haciendas, and they form up a military committee to run the colony in the name of their deposed king, and then later they... Junta is right. Elliot, who goes? Nathan. Give me the name of the very short-lived country that was led by Simon Bolivar. Today it includes Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela, Panama. Gran Colombia is correct. Okay, Nathan, who goes? Good. Carson again? All right, Carson, give me the name of the man who wrote the Monroe Doctrine, and do not say Monroe. But you can look up, and he's right next to Monroe, just to the right, number 6. Adams was his Secretary of State at the time. Okay, Carson, who goes? Spencer, here's your question. Give me the name of this man. He was French, and he was in charge of ships, and he brought those ships to help out defeat the British in the Chesapeake Bay, preventing the British Navy from coming and helping out Cornwallis, so that we won the Battle of Yorktown. It's an interesting name to have, since he actually spends a lot of time in the water as opposed to on the nice, soft, green earth. Yeah, Count de Grasse. Yes, that's a good one. That might help you to remember that. So the Battle of Yorktown. Remember how the French fleet came up to get away from the hurricane season in the Caribbean? Okay, Spencer goes. Count de Grasse. Okay, Count de Grasse. So that would be like episode number 4, I think it was. Who? Sophie. Okay, Sophie, here's your question. Give me the name. He's a winner. Okay, he's an American fighter in the Deep South. Actually, he lost a lot of battles, but he kept the British on the run in the Deep South and basically tired out the British during the American Revolution. Who's that man that kind of moved this way and moved that way and so forth? That guy. So put your hand up if you know that guy. You think you know. You can call on somebody that has their hand up. You can say it loud. Well, I'm going to tell you no if you don't get it right. Cornwallis is the British general, who is having a hard time and so forth. Who was causing a lot of problems to Cornwallis on behalf of the Americans? Running him ragged. Yeah, what is his name? That's my job. I ask the question. What is his name? No. That's the French general who comes. Nathaniel Greene. Thank you very much. Nathaniel Greene. Yes, Nathaniel Greene. His name's right there, which is going to be right there as you're looking through it, preparing for the notes. Who goes next? Sophia. Okay, Elliot, here's your question. Give me the name of the man who's in charge of the Second Continental Congress. That was a role I played, presiding over the Second Continental Congress. Big signature. He was a merchant from Boston. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. John Hancock, that is correct. Elliot, who goes? Ty. This man was a hero. No, he wasn't. He was a traitor. He was a hero and a traitor. He was the American general who fought in the Battle of Saratoga, but he lost faith in the cause and switched over to the British. Who was he? He liked eggs with hollandaise sauce. Benedict Arnold. Very good. Okay, Ty, who goes? Yeah. Who goes? Bounces off Yakov. Boom! Hits Brielle. He's like, I'm just sitting here being all quiet and everything. But no, you're not quiet. You need to tell me the name of the man that woke everybody up. They were just sitting there in their beds, sleeping, or lying in their beds peacefully. And he was like, the British are coming, the British are coming, warning the people outside of Boston, Massachusetts, that they needed to get to Lexington and Concord to be fighting that British. 1775, who was he? Paul Revere is right. Okay, Brielle, who goes? Okay, Abby. Got everybody? Oh, okay, Abby. I've got a couple people in mind. Maya's like, it's coming. Abby, here's your question. Let's go to some of the true-false ones as well here. Oh, give me the name of this man. He was the royal governor of Massachusetts, and the Boston Patriots hated him, and caused him all kinds of problems and attacked his house. Yes, he was the one who basically made Ben Franklin look really bad, although it was his letters that Ben Franklin got and released and so forth. Anyway, who was the governor of Massachusetts that said, hey, we're going to have to keep this tea and we're going to have to pay the taxes on it? And okay, we got a hand up over here. Very good. Thomas Hutchinson. Very good. Okay. No, I know. Well, here's the deal. I'm not going to ask, is this true or is this false, when it covers some of the same topics that show up in this true or false. Just kind of mix them up and so forth. Okay, Abby, who goes? Maya. Okay, yeah, so we're going to come straight up. Give me the name, the Iroquois. The Iroquois, a Native American tribe, favored who in the days leading up to the Battle of Saratoga? You got two choices, the British or the Americans. The British is correct. Okay, they were serving as scouts, trying to kind of look around and help the British. Okay, Maya, who goes? Who? Oh, Hannah. Okay, Hannah. Give me the name of the man. This guy got around. I mean, he was at the Second Continental Congress, and then later he got on a boat, he went to France, he talked to the French king, and he persuaded the French king, after the Americans won at the Battle of Saratoga, that the French should join the side of the Americans in fighting against Britain. Who was that man? He was like a friend to America. He was like the BF friend. Speaking of BF, those are his initials. Hi. Yes. Yes. Benjamin Franklin. Yes. Okay, nice. Who goes next? Tessa. Okay, Tessa, give me the name of the region, the country that had a successful slave rebellion to get their independence. Haiti is right. Who goes next? Jordan, give me the name of the country that gained their independence but kept slavery as a institution all the way up until 1888. You did. Brazil. Who goes next? Sophia. Give me the name of the two Spanish-held Caribbean islands that did not gain independence in the 1880s, because the Spanish are like, wow, we're afraid of a slave rebellion, so they brought plenty of troops in there, and there wasn't an independence movement there. Perfect. Puerto Rico and Cuba. Good. Okay, Sophia, who goes next? Ty. Give me the name of this really good idea, said people who wanted to have a limited king in Spain, although that king, Ferdinand, was like, I don't like that idea. I want to be the all-powerful king. What was that constitution idea that they came up with that Ferdinand didn't go for? Cortes of? That Cortes basically is like an assembly. It's like a gathering. Where was the location of that constitution that they came up with it? Cortes, Constitution. The other one is also a C. Put your hand up if you know. What is the location of the Constitution where the Spanish people were like, hey, when our king comes back, we want to share power. We want our king not to be an absolute monarch. And then he wanted to be an absolute monarch, and then there was a big, big fight over that. The Second Continental Congress met in Philadelphia. Where did those Spanish people meet? Got a couple hands up. You can call on somebody. Cadiz, did you say? Yes, Cadiz, yes. Okay, who goes next? Okay, Marin. There we go. Give me the event that took place when somebody started shooting and then somebody else started shooting and there's a whole bunch of shooting on April 19, 1775. Give me the location where the American Revolution fighting began. Yeah, go. My gosh. You're going to it's going to be a problem. Okay. And everyone else put their hand up because they know the answer to this question? Oh, yeah, we've got a bunch of hands. Not the Boston Massacre. That was earlier, okay? There was gunfire there as well. But what was the event, that battle, that occurred April 19, 1775? Marin, you want to call somebody else? Or Rebecca? No! It was after the Battle of Bunker Hill. It was after the Battle of Bunker Hill. Swing once, swing twice. You got another one? No, not Ticonderoga.
Was it either Lexington or Concord?
And on the same day, Lexington and Concord. Okay, April 19, 1775. Okay, Marin, who goes? Okay, Bella. Here's your question. Give me the name of the document that that was adopted in July of 1776, but you didn't, because you didn't have a unanimous vote. That's okay. You can do whatever you want. But this document basically said, Britain, we're going to go on our own from here. Yeah, that would be the Declaration of Independence. Okay, Bella, who goes next? Okay, Chloe. Give me the name of this social class group of people in Latin America that basically led the Latin American independence revolts. They had the land, they had the position, they wanted to be in charge. The Creoles, very good. Wow, that was fast, good. Okay, Chloe, who goes? Honduras used to be part of a united country called the United Provinces of, I'll give you three choices: North America, Central America, South America. Central America. Everyone, grab one thing, wipe down your desks. Okay? All right. We got a lot of questions. So, make sure you grab a thing. Grab a thing, come on, chop, chop. Here you go. Wow, that was good. Who's going to wipe down here? Ooh, good, good.
Yeah.